Like to draw in a little closer to the television set. We've something warm, friendly and very reassuring. And if you've just woken up, it's Victoria Wood's all-day breakfast.
Good morning.
Hi there.
I'm Sally Cumbernauld. This is Martin Crosswaite.
How are you?
Oh, chipping in already. No, I love him. Don't be fooled by the names. We are married.
We certainly are. And welcome to the start of a brand new programme, BBC One's all-day breakfast.
Yes, we'll be on air right from breakfast time.
All through the day.
Till, bedtime at least.
So better get used to our ugly mugs, because you're going to see a lot of us.
Oh, speak for yourself. No, I love him. Well, we've tons of stuff lined up for you. I'll be talking to Lulu about how a revolutionary new treatment has brought hope to literally thousands of sufferers from split ends.
And I'll be discussing, with no embarrassment at all, female problems, such as wonky wombs and faulty fallopians. Can't wait.
We've got our new soap opera, The Mal, Britain's first 4 times daily soap, and it's a goodie.
We'll be keeping you up to date on the weather and the stock market.
And Mavis Nicholson will be phoning in from those Welsh borders with all the latest calorie values.
So stick around.
So that's coming up. Meanwhile, it's exercise time with our very own Jolly Polly. And something a little bit new from the BBC. Hope you like it. We do. A commercial break. You weren't supposed to say stick around then.
I want a towel that's light, comfortable to wear, yet strong enough to withstand leaks, no matter how much blue ink I pour into it. I want it to grip securely with a revolutionary dry mesh weave that keeps me fresh, no matter how many photos I have to point at. And most important of all, it must have an overdraft facility. Hello, bank manager, please. Katrina!
What is it, Mrs. Sedgley?
Now, I didn't want to be having this little talk, but you've manoeuvred me up an alley with no sidelights. Yes. Now, I don't like to make trouble, as you know. I'm a peaceful person. I was very anti-Falklands, for example. I wanted to boycott Fray Bentos and leave it there. And the Gulf. That went too far for my preference. I said to my husband, that John Major, he started well, but now he's getting silly. I think it was around the time he met Sue Lawley. So, I've been putting off this confrontation with you, Katrina, which is not like me. Have you heard the expression, procrastination is the thief of time?
Not really.
No. This is you, Katrina. You're not cultured. I was humming Vivaldi before I had my first slingbacks. Do you know Vivaldi?
Been to the Four Seasons?
Well, I prefer to think of them in the original, the Quattro Formaggi. But it's been weighing on my mind, this little talk, because I don't like upsetting people. Like the woman who brought back the cerise batwing. I didn't like playing on her paranoia and taking advantage of her physical defects, but if someone has body odor that could strip pine, they should be told. But I'm too sensitive, Katrina. This is my deficiency. Chernobyl. I worried for weeks about that.
Oh, that were awful.
Well, it was. The night that it occurred, we'd had all our garden furniture out. Anything could have happened. And you can be in tears every night watching the news. Ethiopia, Serbia, the Kurds. Well, we have Gardener's World on now. It's much less harrowing. There's the odd worrying piece of knitwear, but we just donate on our credit card.
So what's this talk, then?
Well, I don't say any of this lightly, Katrina. I'm having nightmares over this. I keep dreaming I'm on the generation game and have to make phyllo pastry with oven gloves on. It's affecting my marriage. Only last night my husband said to me, Sandra, where is the laughing fairy that could crochet a crinoline lady toilet roll cover whilst imitating Kirita Kanawa?
Well, have I done something wrong or what?
Summit? Oh, you girls and your language. You should be out in the evenings, expanding your vocabulary, not hunched over a cup of soup, salivating at Patrick Swayze's navel button. Oh, when I think of myself at your age, I was a sponge for culture. Folk dancing 1 minute, fingering a Henry Moore the next. Your whole attitude is a baffler, Patrina. The way anyone would want to buy an Angora roll neck from someone whose nipples aren't even level, I don't... You should sparkle behind the counter. Be positive. I mean, heaven knows I have a black side. As a child, I kept lemmings, but... I project. I have charisma. I don't sit around waiting for something to happen like an undescended testicle.
So what did you want to say to me?
Oh, yes. Can you cover for me Thursday? It's my assertiveness class.
Selina, thanks for talking to us. Welcome back, Sally Cumbernauld and Martin Crossthwaite. And with us on All Day Breakfast is trainee psychotherapist Gerard Walter. Martin?
Taking your calls now. Transvestites, are you one? Are you married to one? Or maybe you just plain can't stand them. Phone us now.
So it's not necessarily a sexual thing, Gerard. Oh, no, sorry, hang on. Yes, hello, Bob?
Rob?
Oh, sorry, Rob, beg your pardon. It's a bit of a crackly line. Where are you calling from, Rob?
Lincoln.
Oh, now, where's that? Sorry, we're terrible. We live in Knutsford. Yeah, sorry, what's your question, Rob?
Well, I'm a gay man.
Oh, maybe I should have used a pink sticker instead of a blue one. No, I'm only kidding. I love them, really. Yeah, so what was your question, Rob? Oh, no, he's gone. Can I ask you a question, Gerald?
Surely.
When you parked in the car park, did the barrier take your token okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, well.
Interesting. Well, like it or loathe it, looks like the self-assembly coffin is here to stay. Let's hear more after the mow.
The hot drink? Thanks,
Jackie. Nearly time to open up this shop, Mrs. Banstead.
A very true remark, Jackie. Only 3 more minutes, and then we find out if divorcing my husband, moving to Gloucestershire, opening an exclusive lingerie shop in a practically brand new shopping mall was such a good idea after all.
You said it, Mrs. B.
No tea for you, Jackie?
Thanks, but no thanks. Can't seem to face it somehow with my eating disorder.
Flip the sign, Jackie. Let's let everyone in Gloucesterford know that Pippa's Nicks is open for business.
Selling lingerie.
That's the new lingerie shop that's just opened, isn't it?
That's right, dear. Pippa's Nicks, they reckon it's called.
I'll pop round later and wish her luck.
She'll require it. This mal's been open, what, 18 months? And she's, what, the 6th business to go in there?
They say 6th time lucky.
They say a lot of things, amigo. They say a cafe proprietor, what, not a million miles away from here, has a very nice new French boyfriend?
Early days, Pam, very early.
If it doesn't work out, dear, post him through my slots. My hot water bottle's getting distinctly moth-eaten. No, seriously, Roger, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that lady. They reckon that part of the mall is under quite an ancient gypsy curse, let alone the fact she's very new to lingerie and her assistant has an eating disorder. It's all very que sera brouhaha.
I don't know where you get your info, Pam.
Osmosis, dear. You pick up a lot one way or another selling Belgian chocolates. Toodaloo, or should I say, arrivederci.
We asked you what you wanted in a detergent.
I'd like it to get clothes really clean, without fading today's snazzy colours.
I'd like it to digest repellent fat stains, even at low, low temperatures.
I'd like it to remove sweaty stenches that embarrass me when I'm ironing.
Anything else?
Yes, because we care about the environment.
Yes.
We'd like it to be in a green box.
Act on liquid, in a green box, because you care.
Right, Alison Smedley. This doesn't make for very good reading, does it?
No, Mrs. Amstead.
Would you like to tell me what you've been up to today?
Not really, Mrs. Amstead.
I'm sure you wouldn't, Alison. However, item 1, horseplay near the 23T bus stop.
Well, Karen McIntosh was pulling me hand right, and I said, shove off, you rat cretin. And she got hold of me glasses, and I said, nobody does that to me, bum breath. So I got, like, this bit of chewing, and I, put it up one of her nostrils, you know, like, jokingly. And she pulled her head back and, like, sort of nutted this old woman who was behind her. Well, she's about 47. And this bloke come to help her out, and he put his foot, like, in this, like, dog poo. And we're just laughing about that, really.
We're just laughing about that, really. Item 2, undisciplined behaviour in the Alderman Bennett science room, yes?
Well, Mrs. Kennedy was late, right, and I said, hey, I bet she's not coming, I bet she's been run over. And Karen McIntosh said that she'd seen her, right, with a little baby in a buggy, and I said, oh, God, that means she must have had sex at least once. Imagine having sex with Mrs. Kennedy. I bet she'd make you write it all up after and list your equipment. And we're just, like, laughing and playing with electrodes, and Camilla Thompson said, hey, why don't we just get the guinea pig, right, and just see which acid it is that gives off lethal fumes? Like, you know, not to kill it, like, just to see. And so we got down this big jar of acid, and somehow, I think it was leaking or something, because I don't know, somehow, this big hole come in Rosie Sutcliffe's blazer, and, like, all the lettering come off of her former captain's badge. And somebody said, that is dead dangerous, that is, we must, like, rinse that off with water. And so I just, like, helping her hold her head under the taps, and a sock had got in her mouth somehow. And Mrs. Kennedy come in, and she hadn't been run over at all. She was just collecting the marking, she said.
She was just collecting the marking. And item 3, behaviour insulting to the domestic staff in the Christabel Pankhurst dining block. Speak.
Oh, right, well, we're in queue, right? And somebody said, oh, it's Cornish pasties today. And we're all going, oh, no, I'm going to be sick. Because, like, Kim Walmsley had to come through kitchens once when they were mixing, like, all Cornish pasty stuff up. And she said, dinner ladies were putting everything in there, you know, bogey bits, verrucas, carrots. And we're just, like, you know, laughing about that quietly. And this prefect come up and says we was like hyenas and could be more considerate. And Pat Briley said, well, it was just something about bottoms. Because this prefect has, like, a right big bottom, and she's the one everyone were laughing at the swimming gala in the long plunge. And Karen McIntosh said to me, hey, Alison, why don't you pretend to be Madonna? Like, because all you needed is right pointy bosoms, you know, and red lips and a white face. So all we was doing, Mrs. Armstead, was just putting 2 Cornish pasties down my bra, tomato ketchup all round my mouth, and mashed potato all over my face. That were all it was, really.
That were all it was. Can I ask you some questions, Alison?
Yes, Mrs. Armstead.
Do you think that larking about in public enhances the reputation of this very well-respected grammar school?
No, Mrs. Armstead.
And do you think it's a good idea to play unsupervised with dangerous chemicals?
No, Mrs. Armstead.
No. Can you throw any light on how a pupil of mine could behave so appallingly badly?
No, Mrs. Armstead.
Well, perhaps you can answer this question. What is a 38-year-old woman doing in the lower fourth, anyway?
Well, physical fitness is certainly in the news these days. I know I always feel I should be doing a bit more.
I'll second that.
Oh, isn't he awful? No, I love him, really. Physical fitness. We wonder, perhaps, is there a danger in the pursuit of the body beautiful?
Yeah, could we actually be doing more harm than good? Interesting.
So who better to fill us in on the very latest in exercise fads but all-day breakfast's very own Jolly Polly? Oh, he's standing. You are honoured, Polly. No, I'm kidding. He's gorgeous. I love him.
So, Polly, what are we doing to ourselves with all this jogging, aerobics classes and so on? Because reports now seem to suggest that exercise can actually shorten your life, not lengthen it. I mean, death caused by exercise is nothing new. There's a very interesting bit of film here. Polly.
Well, that was very sad, of course, but I think my philosophy is...
Yes, very briefly, Polly. Time's moving on.
My philosophy is fit exercise into your daily life. Run upstairs, really stretch up to those high cupboards, brush the carpet occasionally, leave the Hoover in the cupboard.
Yeah, have to hurry you.
Get off the bus a stop earlier. Don't get engaged to any sort of travelling salesman. They're never at home. Match your handbag to your dress, not your tights. Don't have sex unless it's for the purpose of conceiving children or there's a power cut. Vote Tory, mow your lawn regularly, and bring back hanging.
Super. And now a break for comedy.
I'm just popping out for my break, Jackie. Can you cover for me? You really must chase up those flesh-toned cleavage grippers. They're way overdue. Is something wrong, Jackie?
Oh, it's nothing. You know I have that ludicrously irresponsible, unprotected group sex session in that remedial jacuzzi in Hove.
Near Brighton, yes.
Well, I've just had this official letter.
Oh, no, from the hospital?
No, from the pizza parlour. I've only gone and won the raffle. A complete 3-year civil engineering course. Free protractors, the lot. I thought my life was in lingerie and now I don't know what's going on.
Honestly, life. Let's close up early tonight and have a good old natter while we're folding those aerobic girdles.
Right you are, Mrs. Banstead. Oh, and Mrs. Banstead.
Yes, Jackie?
Thanks.
Give me a Belgian chocolate, Pam. It's been quite a morning.
I know what you need, a ginger and kiwi truffle.
A bit early. What the blow?
Speaking of blow, dear, I don't think it's all sweetness and light chez Roger, or should I say sonne lumiere. Looks like a right little thesaurus going on over there.
I may be very naive, Pierre, but in my day, cookery class meant breaking an egg with one hand, not licking melted chocolate off the pectorals of a Salvation Army trombonist. What have you got to say?
Je ne regrette rien.
I bet you don't.
Oh, come on. Roger. Vive l'amour. At least I'm honest. I don't give you a lot of, how do you say, broderie anglaise. Who is this?
One of my regulars, he ain't. And I don't care for the look of him. Cappuccino? Pierre can whip you up a frothy one in no time.
No, thank you. As a committed Aberdonian, I prefer a cocoa-based beverage. But never mind all that. I'm looking for Mrs. Banstead, trading under the name of Papa's Nicks.
That's Pippa's Nicks. But I happen to know she's just shimmied out for a Belgian chocolate. Shall I tell her you came with a query?
Oh, that's the name. I will return.
Je reviens.
Oh, my.
Who is it, Roger? Is it an old flame?
More like a blooming blowtorch, my French friend. Mr. McAuliffe is from the Environmental Health.
Hi, and it's a miserable old, cold, frosty old morning out there. Let's warm up those creaky old bones, send the blood whizzing round those chilly old veins. That's super. Come on, get out of those armchairs, get yourselves moving. And if you're watching this on one of those marvellous coaches they have with televisions now, whizzing up and down those lovely motorways, then get up and do some exercises in the aisle. I'm sure the driver won't mind. And if you're in prison, or even on remand, some people are on remand, I know, for quite a long time. Side to side, that's it. I know because they write to me appealing for my help in reforming the British justice system. I can't, of course. And anyway, I think it's jolly good. I'm just stretching very gently, nothing too strenuous. If you are in a cell watching this, knock on the door and ask the warders to let you all out onto the landings, because this is one you do need a bit of space for. I don't care if you are all dangerous criminals. I bet you're all jolly nice lads, really. And press those knees up. Come on, Grandpa, you can do it. Old Grandpa thinking he can't do it there. And of course, we've lots of exercise partners lined up for you this week. Gary Lineker. Yes, I'd heard of him too. He's the sort of footballer I do like. The nice sort. Patty Caldwell. She'll be telling us what it's like to sit next to Willie Rushton on Through the Keyhole. And slow it back to a step. Aren't the houses gorgeous on Through the Keyhole? So tidy. I think they must tidy them up before the cameras come. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're tidy anyway. Gently move your head. But my partner later on this morning will be that disgraced cabinet minister we've all been reading about. Deep breath in. Will I jolly well believe him, not those silly old papers. And wearing a rubber Macintosh and balaclava sounds jolly sensible to me with our terrible weather. Nice big breath out. Don't sit down. Run and make a cup of tea. Go on.
So how have you been, Mum?
Oh, not too bad, you know. Still getting those pains every half hour or so. I told them it's like somebody's carpet tapped a cheese grater inside my sinuses. But they don't seem to be able to do anything. At least once my legs start throbbing, that takes my mind off it. Oh, by the way, doctor says if the boils get any worse, he won't treat me no more. I shall have to go to the other surgery. Well, that's through the underpass, so I shall probably get mugged. Oh, that's no bad thing at my age.
Keeping warm enough?
I have the one bar on occasionally, but that's really more for the cat. He can't last long. He's half blind. It's only a matter of time before he gets run over or stolen for a series of painful experiments. And I won't use the electric blanket. Not since Mr. and Mrs. Carter met that terrible death. There was nothing left of them, apparently. One cufflink and a tin of Germaline. At least they went together. When I go, I don't suppose anybody will find me for several days.
You ought to invite friends round.
Oh, there's no point, Carol. I try to keep my spirits up, but really I'm just waiting for it all to be over.
Safe in the arms of Jesus.
Oh, I've lost my faith. Didn't I tell you? No, can't see much ahead for me but an eternal black nothingness.
Well, I must be off. I'll maybe pop in again next time I have to come this way.
Okay, dear. Take care. It's ever so windy out. Don't get crushed by an eye-sided vehicle.
No. Anyway, bye, Mum.
She's gone! She took some shifting. I was using every trick in the book.
Welcome back. Martin Crosswaite and Sally Cumbernauld, all-day breakfast, fresh all day.
And joining us in the coffee corner this morning, now let me get this right, star of Troilus and Cressida, Les Liaisons Dangereuses, and Truly Madly Deeply, got through that all right, Alan Dickman.
Rickman.
Fascinating. Well, no time for any more, unfortunately. Time for another dose of soap down at that mouth.
I'm going to have to reorder those fishnet groin enhancers, Jackie. They've sold like hotcakes. You know, quickly. Jackie?
Sorry, Mrs. B, it's Keith again. The dilemma is he and I are worlds apart. I live, eat and breathe lingerie.
This type of thing?
But Keith, no way Jose. He doesn't know a buttock split tanga from a hip-level netball brief.
Tricky. Is he Asian?
He's never mentioned being.
Wouldn't you know it? I have to deliver 2 pounds of mix to the town hall pronto, and I've laddered my stockings from bunion to breakfast time. Do a girl a favour, Pippa. Got any 30 Daniel biscuit surprise?
Oh, I expect so.
Pregnancy strength if you've got 'em.
Good morning.
I hope you'll still think so when you find out the reason for my visit. I called earlier. McAuliffe, Environmental Health.
Shall I call a uniformed security employee, Pippa?
No, hold your pennies, Pam. How can I help you, Mr. McAuliffe?
I'd like to inspect your coffee-making facilities, your roller towel mechanism.
Why, surely. And?
There is a little matter of the employee's lavatory. Shall I lead the way?
Phew-wee, I wouldn't like to get on the wrong side of his waste pipe. He's a tough cookie with no reprisals. What's wrong, Jackie? Pippa's in the clear hygiene-wise, surely. I don't suppose she's got a cracked lavatory pan harbouring harmful bacteria?
Many true word, Pam. We meant to do up the washroom as soon as we opened, but we'd been so busy with our sky-high sales.
Don't tell me, you just never got around to it.
That's about the dimensions of it, Pam.
As I say, I'll have to check the pile on that pedestal map, but if it is below the recommended 2 millimetres of candle wick, there may be a fine.
Comprende.
As we say just outside Aberdeen, see you later. Good day, ladies.
What did he say needed doing?
What didn't he? My lavatory's the wrong height, my potpourri needs updating, and my ball clock falls outside common market guidelines. I've got to rip out the whole thing and start all over again.
We'll manage, Mrs. Banstead.
You don't understand, Jackie. Mr. So-called McAuliffe is coming back in exactly 45 minutes from now. 3/4 of an hour.
And hasta la vista with the coffee, Pierre. There's a right little 2 and 8 penny going on round at Pippa's. And while we're on the subject, you're no good at reconnecting carses, I suppose.
But, oh yes, in France, I ran a complete, how do you say, plumbing and bathroom installation service.
Right. I need you, mon brave. You get your monkey wrench round to Pippa's Vitamore. Well, I have an itsy-bitsy badinage with our sanitary inspector here. Let's see if I can't put a bit of health into his environment. Menopause or no menopause.
There. I'm not saying that it will be featured in House and Garden,
The magazine?
but at least you won't be infringing the Client Health and Safety Act, Clause 7, subsection 5.
Pippa, is Mr. McAuliffe with you?
No, but he can come whenever he likes now.
No, you failed to follow, Pippa. I treated him to a few liqueur chocolates round the shop just to give you a bit more time. I thought he was acting a bit strange, but
I don't get it, Pam.
he left this behind.
That's one of those medical alert propelling pencils, isn't it? It looks like an ordinary propelling pencil, but it carries details of the owner's medical history and alerts hospital staff to any allergies or particular drug requirements.
Well, I still can't puzzle it out, Pam.
Read it for yourself, Pippa. Stanley McAuliffe is an alcohol-dependent diabetic. He shouldn't drink liqueurs, and he should absolutely never touch chocolate.
I'll go and check the gents. He may be slumped uncomfortably up against one of the urinals.
OK, Pierre. Oh, and Pierre,
Yes, Pippa?
thanks.
Jackie, have you seen Pierre?
He's gone to the gents, Roger.
Oh, has he? Well, this time my fine French friend has gone too flipping far.
No, wait, Roger, I can explain.
Don't say a word, Pierre. Just pack your portmanteau and get the heck out of my life. I had big plans for us, but you and I have reached the end of an era. Or to put it into your lingo, a cul-de-sac.
Oh, cheers.
Yes, cheers. Very nice to meet you, Nicola.
Oh, well, ditto as well, actually, Sean. They're terrible, aren't they, these days? At the beginning, I've been on loads. Shall I just sort of fire away about myself and just sort of break the ice that way?
Yes, do. Those little ads don't tell you very much, do they?
Okie dokie. Nicola Jane are my names. I'm from Hertfordshire, which is sort of London, but not really London, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
My father has his own business. He's in waterproof carpeting. It's very good. We have it all over the house, even in the smallest room.
I think it's very nice to know that if a man visitor is unfamiliar with the shape of our toilet bowl and miscalculates... 30 seconds with a damp cloth, all trace of him has been eradicated. I think it's very important to have peace of mind where urine is concerned.
I suppose so.
My bedroom's at the back of the house. It's just been redecorated. My father did it all for me. I'm quite old-fashioned that way. I think men should do all that sort of thing, and women should sort of just come in at the end and say, "You've missed a bit." I chose it all myself. It's white with a hint of peach, peach with a hint of melon, and liver with a hint of kidney. I made all my own coat hangers. I was going to raffle them for handicapped teenagers, and then I thought, no, I'm not going to do that.
And what sort of things do you like doing?
Well, I shall probably sound as mad as a hatter, but you know upstairs, downstairs?
The programme?
Well, you remember Mrs. Bridges? She worked in the kitchen. Well, I collect photographs of her and put them in a pile. And it is so quick to do.
What sort of food do you like?
Well, like a lot of people these days, I've really gone off red meat. But brown meat, I love. And I'm quite adventurous. I like nothing better than sitting down to a plate full of something I can't put a name to. I expect you like raw meat, don't you, Sean, being a man?
Well, no, not really.
Oh, because I think it was very nice back in the olden days, you know, when a man could just hit a woman over the head with a club and just drag her back to his cave. I think that was a very nice way of living.
Well, that's not something you often hear a woman say.
No, but I speak as I find, Sean. I think the pendulum's gone haywire these days, don't you? People in wheelchairs on soap operas. The royal family letting themselves down on sun loungers. Well, women in general, Sean, isn't it? They're demanding, yes, they want a nice home, but will they have sex with their husbands in return? No. They do it as and when they feel like it. It's criminal to me. The man is lord and master. I'm sorry, what he says goes.
I must admit, Nicola, it's not a very popular point of view, but sometimes it would be very nice to have a woman around, have sex when you wanted, not have to be nice to her for hours beforehand. You know, you could just click your fingers, she'd do your ironing.
That's right. It's treated like an object, a sort of sex and housework machine.
No, can't deny that would be quite an agreeable state of affairs.
OK, sir. I'm arresting you on suspicion of harbouring politically incorrect thoughts about today's women.
Oh, come on, I was joking.
You do not have to say anything but anything.
You don't understand. I really respect women as mutual planet dwellers.
I think it's a dirty trick, posing as a post-feminist.
It's a dirty old world, Marlene. And you're still with us. Sally Cumberland and Martin Crosswaite. All-day breakfast, keeping it on the hot plate just for you.
That's right.
Ursula Andress was 42. Patricia Hodge was 46. Barbara Cartland was 103. What am I talking about? Yes, late motherhood. With new fertility treatments, it seems the sky's the limit for elderly mums.
And not only mums. Have things gone too far? Meet us after the break when we meet politicians, sportsmen and Britain's first pregnant man, Sebastian Coe. Stay with us.
Are you?
I always think... No, go on.
This hanging about for the doctor's making me nervous. Would you care to join me in a cup of coffee?
What a good idea. Romany roast. The medical profession obviously appreciates the smoky bonfire flavour of real filter coffee.
Your test results are ready, Mr. Beach.
Let's hope the diagnosis is as favourable as the coffee. Thank you for seeing it through, darling.
Don't be silly. I'm only here because I get such a delicious cup of coffee.
I can't wait for the day when I can taste that smokily delicious filter flavour again.
I know, darling.
Can Doctor have a word, Mrs. Beach?
Till then, thank heaven for Romany roast fine blend.
Of course, the silly thing is, by the time I realized it was a misunderstanding, I'd already taken the overdose. Anyway, thanks for your help, Pam.
No, lace off my cleavage, dear. I always keep a stomach pump under the counter anyway. Who's she, Roger? She looks, what? A bit mysterious?
I couldn't say, but the last of the big spenders, she ain't. She's had her head bent over Pierre's tomato muffin for 20 minutes and no danger. And she's keeping a very beady eye on Pippa's nicks.
That reminds me, Pippa and our Mr. McAuliffe are becoming quite an item. Hot news is he's given her his private extension. Well, no peace for the wicked. Must get back and chill my Montelimars.
I don't know. When I saw you with your jammed roller towel and your outmoded flush mechanism, I just wanted to reach out and protect you.
Oh, Stanley. All my life I've been waiting to hear a man say that. My first husband wouldn't have cared if my toilet door had opened straight onto my changing cubicle.
Never mind him. We won't be hearing from him again.
Yes, that was a stroke of luck, him winning the Eurovision Song Contest.
Oh, sorry, shall I back away and busy myself with the outside thermals?
No, stay, Jackie. I want you to be the first to hear our news. Mr. McAuliffe and I are getting married. We're going to set up a lavatory inspection service on the Isle of Sheppet.
Couldn't have wished for anything better for you, Mrs. Banstead, especially in the light of my bombshell.
Sorry, Jackie. Can't comprehend.
Well, I've been training to fly a helicopter, only a small one, and I'm going out to Africa.
Oh, to help all those poor people?
Yes, because really they don't seem to have access to the full range of hosiery fashion shades.
How tragic.
So, I'm going to airlift tights and stockings all over the Horn of Africa. Only a small operation. I won't be able to carry pop socks or the heavier ribbed varieties, but at least I'll be doing something.
That's marvellous news, Jackie.
My shop assistant.
Here's a hoo-ha. What the flick is going to happen to Pippa's nicks?
She have not moved since this morning, Roger. My jumbo salad bap, she has not even nibbled it.
More fool ha.
Guess what, amigos? They've only sent me a batch of nougat misshapes. Thought of you two straight away. Since what? Still here?
Bullseye. You hit the target there.
Do you know what I think?
No. What do you think, Pam?
We're pretty intuitive in retail confectionery, as you know. I think she's waiting for Pippa's nicks to fall vacant so that she can whip in and cop the leasehold.
And what sort of a shop do you think she will open?
Do you know, Pierre, even with 17 years in chocolate, I haven't got a clue.
I'll just put these novelty boxes in the Cavalier.
OK, my darling.
So tell me more about this mysterious woman who's taken over the lease.
The lease on the shop Pippa's Nicks? Well, there's not much to tell, really. Apparently she's a cleaner who's left a huge legacy when all her employees were killed in a mysterious food poisoning accident on the M42.
That is mysterious, because there are no services on the M42.
And she's moved here from a little town called Man...
Sorry to interrupt, Pippa. That new leaseholder, what is her moniker? Any glimmer?
She did give me that information. Was it Mac or Gabardine? I'm sure it was some kind of garment.
Well, let's hope she opens a clothes shop then. My wardrobe looks like the blooming Antarctic.
Empty.
Desolate.
Coffee, you look all in.
Emotional farewells to you. They take more out of you than a hysterectomy.
The operation.
You've got it.
And we still have no idea what the new shop is to be.
I know, lads. Nothing ventured.
Nothing gained.
You read my mind. Do her a milky decaf, Pierre. She looks the type. I'll invite her over and we'll blooming well ask her.
That woman has a heart of gold for all her defensive chat.
Here she is, boys. Sorry, dear, I didn't catch your name.
It's a funny old name, but I like it. It's Overall. God, say Overall.
Welcome to the Mall, Mrs. Overall. You don't have to be mad to work here.
Oh, good.
We're desperate to know what the new shop is, Mrs. Overall.
Come and have a look once the painters have finished the lettering. Once the painters have finished the lettering, I'll pop the immersion on and we can all have a nice cup of hot coffee.
I think the painters have finished. Shall I take down the brown paper?
No. Let me, Pierre. This shop is a little tribute to a very special lady who saw that I wanted for nothing. Not even a 200 squeegee.
Well, I've got a box of Mackerson fondants under the counter. What say I crack it open and we all wish a whopping great Gloucesterford welcome to Mrs. Overall and Acorn Antiques.
Acorn Antiques!
Acorn Antiques!
Too much noise on the paper. Reset and going again, please, from... You don't have to be mad to work here. Straight away, please.
No, but what I've suggested to Tony, Philip, is that Acorn Antiques becomes the focal point of the whole shopping centre. Oh, we going again?
I was just thinking about eternity the other day. You know how you do when you're waiting in for the gas man. The pilot light had gone out, but the boiler was still in. This is a bit of a worry. You see, we've only just bought this house, and the people who bought it, they're a little bit trendy. They'd never had it serviced, though it had had some therapy. And the woman on the gas emergency line was very helpful. She said he would definitely get to me before the Chinese New Year. Anyway, he came, and he said the boiler was all right, but we needed a new street. And could he have my autograph? He was not a fan. He was a professional autograph hunter. They're quite a breed. They're sort of like train spotters, only with more body odour. Unless you're going too fast to smell train spotters, I don't know. Anyway, I gave him an autograph, and he was very grateful. He said 3 of mine, and he could get an Alvin Stardust. And he dashed off because it was his wedding anniversary. We were just chatting about saying it's nice to make the evening a little bit special, you know, have a row by candlelight. And I was just thinking about romance, you know. I'd just blown my nose on my husband's dinner jacket to pay him out for something that had happened in 1979. And I was just looking in the mirror, and I was thinking, we used to write messages in this mirror. We used to write things like, I love you, in lipstick. I'm going back a few years now. It used to say on the advert, as worn by Pan's people. And I was just standing there, looking at myself. I was not naked. I don't look at myself naked anymore. I used to. I used to have this self-help manual that said that what you should do is you should take all your clothes off, look at yourself naked, pick out your best point, and say it out loud to yourself. I used to stand there for hours at a time going, you have Latin O-level. And I was stood there. And I was stood there in this yellow T-shirt, which was not originally yellow, but it went in the wash with one of those dusters that you buy at the door to stop them getting their cushion covers out. And I was just standing there thinking about romance and the passage of time, because I saw some flares in a shop the other day. The trousers, not the distress signal. Possibly they are worn as a cry for help. And they were £35, and I was thinking, oh, blimey, I used to pay £1.99 for these out of the back of the Melody Maker. And I was thinking, why is it all coming back, you know? Because it isn't it? Flares, platform shoes, TB. And I was wondering, you know, has, in fact, time stopped and is now moving backwards? And in a few years, we'll all be banning the bomb and thinking Tommy Steele's sexy. No. And... But I was just thinking how romance fades away. You know, like when you first meet somebody and they buy you little cute bunnies made out of soap, and then, you know, you go a bit further and they get you massage oil and Chanel body cream, and 10 years later you're lucky if you get something that kills germs right round the rim. Well, a friend of mine, the girl next door, she's getting married, and they're saving up. He's got a bad back, and they're saving up for a special orthopaedic bed. And I felt like saying to them, you know, well, just don't bother, you know. The first row you have, you'll be sleeping on the floor anyway. Because life does this to you. It offers you a 99, then takes the chocolate away.
I knew a man who always worried that if knocked down by a 19, the nurses who to help had hurried might find his boxer shorts unclean. And so he washed them all twice daily. And when an accident occurred, the doctor said sadly, I know what he has. The poor man is dead, he's allergic to Daz. 'Cause this is real life, which is always such a mess, badly designed, under-rehearsed, no proper tunes. We live in real life, which is not a nice address, needs doing up, needs some white paint, needs a few blooms. Life is a fan club and I'm not a fan. Life is a brand tub, no prizes, just brand. Take one redundant bus inspector who joined the long-term unemployed, applied to funeral director, was taken on, was overjoyed. He felt his death is always with us. This job at least would be secure. He shouldered the coffin, the sun on his back. The boss saw him smiling and gave him the sack. 'Cause this is real life, and you're not allowed to swap, hoping to find one with more plot, one with more sex. We visit real life, and we blunder around the shop, squinting at lists, dropping our purse, losing our specs. Life is a handshake that's clammy and limp, a scene from a script that's been typed by a chimp. A sweet old couple had a party, 'cause they'd been married 60 years. Sat hand in hand and hale and hearty. The local press were all in tears. The woman from the news said, Ivy, what's helped your marriage last so well? She looked at her husband and said with a wink, regular sex with the Coleman, I think. 'Cause this is real life, which is always going to be like a toupee, hurting your head, showing the joint. Because in real life, there will always be a knee coming your way, aiming itself straight at your groin. It's a windowless room in the Hotel Bellevue. It's an ass-kicking party thrown specially for me and you.
Drama on One, Ruth Rendell's Gallow Glass.
I saved your life. So your life belongs to me now.
All right.
Jimmy Nail is back in action as Spender.
Tell him I'll meet them there. And tell them it's gum shields.
For Frank and Tessa, it's love that hurts.
I know you're still carrying a torch for me.
Yes, a blowtorch. Now, what do you want?
A nice antique, perhaps, courtesy of Lovejoy.
20 grand for a car seat? Who's it belong to? The Queen?
Napoleon Bonaparte, actually.
John Thaw and Lindsay Duncan spend a year in Provence.
There's a goat in a supermarket.
There's another one driving that Peugeot.
New drama from January on 1.